Teen Gojo or Hidden Inventory Gojo is 1/3 of the Hidden Inventory trio with Geto and Toji, and he is a very strong DPS. He is yellow, one of the best in the game in his role, and also has combined damage in his kit. He has been a main point of discussion and a lot of people I'm certain have told you to save for him. But why? What makes Teen Gojo so strong? Well, his damage is a great way to put it. He has very good damage, his ultimate is extremely strong, not only having great percentages, but also targeting all enemies for 5 hits. And he does deal curse technique damage, specifically from his ultimate, but overall does have combined sources of damage throughout his kit. His stats are also amazing, and combined with the very good damage, he does not leave the field like the rest of the Gojo characters. Both Hollow Purple Gojo and Standard Banner Gojo are also very strong DPS characters. They are of different color, of course. This one is yellow, Hollow Purple is green, the standard one is blue. But both of them leave the field in 7 turns from their passive, and Hollow Purple additionally leaves when activating his ultimate. For Teen Gojo's passive, he grants himself attack immunity at the start of the quest for 2 turns, increases his own damage received when he is able to be hit, of course, and does not have attack immunity, and he also increases his own curse technique damage for 4 turns. Now, something to have in mind, even though he is not infinitely immune from his passive like the other Gojo characters, he does not live and can grant himself attack immunity again from his skill 2, which is lore accurate since this version of Gojo could not just have limitless up all of the time. He gets it back for 3 turns alongside with some boosting in his damage, very good boosting which can stack and is awesome, and of course if the boosting is active, when he activates skill 2, he gets even more. And the correct activation of his skill 2, and if we can stack it properly, will result in a lot of damage coming from his ultimate, especially if we combine his damage boosting with other supports and debuffers. From his skill 1, he deals out combined damage with primarily focusing on physical technique damage because that is the percentage that is higher at the end of the day. But the very good thing about his skill 1 is that he can attract selected enemy attacks to himself, which is not guaranteed. Even if you do upgrade the skill, the chance remains at 35% flat. It is extremely good to have this in Gojo's kit, combined with the fact that he does gain attack immunity, but he can also, by using skill 1, fill his ultimate skill goes more efficiently than with the other skills he has. And then skill 3 can also deal curse technique damage to one selected enemy while also reducing their damage. So technically he helps with survivability too. He also still maintains the ability to just use one cursed energy for all of his skills, so cursed energy will never be a problem with this Gojo, and he also increases his own damage from a passive ability when he crits. Very strong and also well designed kit, in my opinion one of the most interesting Gojo kits out of all of his units. For his skill priority we of course want to focus on his ultimate to do the most damage possible, then his skill 2 for even more damage boosting, then skill 3 and finally skill 1 since the upgrade only helps with damage. For his best recollection bits of course we want to focus on boosting his damage as much as possible. And because both his ultimate and skill 3 deal out curse technique damage, focusing on curse technique damage boosting from a recollection bit is an awesome idea. Examples like Non-Standard, Pride, The Strongest Duo, even the Day of Awakening, or maybe City Shop and E-Tour, or something available from release A Magnificent Stride Forward. All of these or any other curse technique damage boosting recollection bit can definitely help Gojo out. But if you do not have that available to you, or you simply think you have a better leveled or limit broken combined damage boosting recollection bit, you can also use that, with some great examples being for now a Cola with Yuki, Adult Time, and even something more free to play, Satoru Gojo's Solo Camp. Overall, if you already have a Gojo character leveled up and you are using a recollection bit on him, like Blue Gojo for example, you can use the exact same recollection bit on this Gojo as well, since they cannot be used in the same team anyway, and the way they apply damage from their kits is pretty similar. For his best teams, it is one of the easiest characters to team build around. You want to have 2 supports and either a 3rd support or a debuffer alongside him, so you can get as much damage from him as possible. Some great day 1 options for him, using SR Yaga of course, Rare Yuki to boost his ultimate damage. As a debuffer we can use Movie Zero Geto in Complete Domain Megumi or any other debuffer in the game you want, alongside Gojo of course. You can also use SSR Momo, this is a great support and damage boosting unit to have, so if you did get her, definitely use her. For other support options you can also use SR Nanami, Rare Inumaki to help with the ultimate skill goes as well. SR Momo can also help, and for debuffers, the newly released Teen Gojo can also be a great combination with Teen Gojo if you max out his skill 2, because that is the skill where he debuffs the enemy, focusing on curse technique damage increase to them, and Gojo benefits from that a lot. And another debuffer that will come out eventually is Blue Inumaki, he can also be combined with Gojo of course. For some other future and even current options, you can definitely pair Gojo up with SSR Mai. She can be a very good character to increase damage taken to the enemies and help Gojo have a higher damage output. SR Yoshinobu can also work whenever he releases, and of course for more current characters, if you want someone to be kind of your secondary DPS and also apply some slight debuffs, you can use Yellow Inumaki, and of course SR Yuki is still an option if you don't have some other better ones. Overall, if you don't have a debuffer, you can also use a secondary DPS alongside Gojo, maybe focus on the yellow color or the enemy weakness in general, so Yellow Kugisaki for example, or any other character that can fit the weaknesses of the boss you want to clear. A question a lot of people have been asking lately, is this Gojo a must-have or is he skippable, because I really want to save for Domain Expansion Gojo and Sukuna when they release. Well, I wouldn't say any character in the game is a must-have, and even though this Gojo is extremely strong, I have to add he is not a limited character. He will be at some point added to the SSR pool of the standard banner, so players will have a chance to get him again in the future. Granted, we don't know when that will happen, it still hasn't happened for the Japanese version of the game, and they are after the release of Sukuna, so I would not expect it if I were you for the first half of this year, probably at some point later. Which means if you are someone that really wants to save your cubes to guarantee Domain Expansion Gojo or perhaps Sukuna, or even have a chance at both of them when they release, because these two are limited characters like Yuta and Movie Zero Geto, they won't return, they won't be added to the standard banner as far as we know so far. So yes, in that case he is skippable, and the same can be applied to Teen Gojo and of course Toji. That was my full character guide on Teen Gojo though. Tell me in the comments down below what do you think about the character, and if you enjoyed this guide or it helped you out, leave a like, I would really appreciate it. And as always, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.